Hey, Stealth Camping Alliance, Sue B 860, aka Young Nana here, and I am going to do my best to participate in this month's Stealth Camping Alliance challenge, set forth by Kaatje, Steps by Kaatje, and it is a primitive camping challenge. I'll tell you what, it is definitely primitive because I forgot my headlamp. Justin and I are leaving on a camping trip tomorrow, and he hooked my van up to the camper, you know, our camper Eddie. So I'm driving his car, and all of the things I would normally have when I'm in my car, I don't have. Thankfully, I found a headlamp because I didn't bring a headlamp, but he has a good Nightcore headlamp in here. I'm just going to charge it for a little bit, but we're going to get her done. I'll get back with you in a minute. Sorry, I know this light is pretty terrible, but I am at my spot. And it doesn't seem like tonight's going to be the night to camp here. There's some kids in the woods screaming, and it doesn't really freak me out, but kind of creeps me out. And I'm going to be talking to a camera, which is going to draw attention to my voice, and I am going to have to use a light, and I don't think this is going to work. I really wanted to do this stealth camp because it was set up by Steps by Kaatje, and she credits me with getting her into the Stealth Camping Alliance. So I really wanted to do a stealth camp, but I don't have a plan B. Goodbye, Little League field. Maybe next time. Now that I've put a little distance between me and whatever was going on at the baseball field, I'm going to try to go to a well-lit area. Aw, my daughter and my granddaughters live down there. Kind of like I'm tucking them in. Good night, Lindsay Beth. Good night, Angel. Good night, Abry. Good night, Alicia. Love you. Oh, and good night, Sophie and Mr. Poofers. My plan was to camp in a baseball dugout, but not just any baseball dugout. My plan was to camp a baseball field that I used to play on as a kid. When I scoped it out earlier today, it really looked like I was going to be able to make it work. So, fun fact, first year that I played in Little League, I was pretty terrible. I was 10 years old. My brother Mark is 2 years older than me, and he and my dad tried to teach me baseball. And I was able to play Little League in the first year that girls were allowed to play in the Little League system in my town. And like I said, I was pretty terrible. I was on the instructional league more than I was actually on the ball field. But you know what? I played as early as I could. And that was the same year that The Bad News Bears came out, the movie with Tatum O'Neal and Walter Matthau. And it just, you know, it was just a pretty magical time. If I had a Saturday game, what I would do is I would pack my stuff and ride my bike down to the baseball field. It was probably 3 miles from where I lived. The baseball field is right next to a place called Rockwall Park, and you used to be able to swim at Rockwall Park. There was a lagoon there. So pack up my stuff on a nice summer day, play a game, and then go over to Rockwall Park and swim in the lagoon with my friends. That was a pretty perfect Saturday when I was 10 or 11 years old. Lots of memories there, lots of good times there, and I actually ended up being a team mom. My son Seth played there, and I was a team mom one year when his team played. It was pretty funny because kids could get pump sneakers where they had, like, in the tongue of the sneaker was this pump, and it was supposed to make you jump higher and run faster and all those wonderful things. And Seth had to have a pair of those pump sneakers. And I will never forget, the coach put him out in like left field. And every time the ball came to him, he missed it because he was so focused on pumping up his sneakers. And the coach was like, does he have to wear those to the game? A lot of great memories there. So let me show you what I've got. I have a hobo pack, basically. I had brought my closed cell foam pad to sleep on. I'm just going to sleep on that on the ground. Here's my closed cell foam pad. And there's my hobo bag. And this is what I had for tonight. It's a wool blanket. I'm not sponsored by Element. It's a great electrolyte drink. I love it. I especially like the raspberry and watermelon flavors, but check them out. And this is where I put my food. And I packed bread and butter. And this is jam-ish. I made blackberry jam. I'll tell you what, we had an explosion of blackberries this summer. And this was my first year canning jam. And it's definitely a learning curve. This is the last of it, and this is more of a sauce than a jam, but whatever. I'm going to pour it on some bread, and it's going to taste delicious. All right, brought my down jacket, and I brought a couple pillowcases. My plan was to put some leaves in the pillowcases and have a natural pillow, because, you know, hashtag primitive camping challenge. But so much for that idea. And something to drink. That was it. That's all I had. That was my complete camping kit for the night. I was pretty proud of myself, too. Had to learn how to make blackberry jam. And any of you that ever have done that before, I don't know, maybe it went easy for you, but it was definitely a learning curve for me. Got an Arnold Palmer half and half here. Lemonade iced tea mix. Do you know why? Come on, take a guess. Ready? 'Cause it's tea, a drink with jam and bread. Huh? Well, I guess that's going to do it for me for the attempted primitive camping challenge. I don't like failing, but I don't really have a plan B, and in a few hours it's going to be tomorrow, which means it's going to be Friday, and Friday is the start of the weekend, and this weekend is premiere weekend. So, Kaatje, I'm sorry, I really wanted to make this work this month. Tomorrow morning, Justin and I are heading to Pennsylvania. We're going to camp with a mutual friend of ours named IceBear. Guys, please check out Steps by Kaatje. I'll link her channel below and put a picture up here. She is a great stealth camper and backpacker and bike packer and walker and hiker. She's from Belgium and she's got a lot of neat adventures. And hey, since I mentioned IceBear, check out IceBear's channel. She's a Pennsylvanian who loves the AT, loves hiking and backpacking, and I'll link her channel below too. That's it for me. Until next time, this is Sue B860, Young Nana, and I'll see you down the trail.